Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. I hope everybody out there had an amazing weekend. If you're with me here, either in the Discord or in YouTube chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us on this beautiful Monday morning here. Got Shane, futures trading today. We got Jamal, One Man Wolfpack, stock trader. We got Kodak. We have Monk, Rui. We got Trader Page. We got Mike. We got Fister 5, Jonathan, Martin, Alex, James, Luis, Savage, Mike, Ailita, Vladimir, James. What's up, everybody? We got Justice, Coffee, G-Lines. Good morning, Jim. We got Dude, Kofifi, Kim, Kurt. Hello, everybody. Market is just barreling on down here. Oh, my. Look at this. Coming on down here. I haven't taken any trades this morning yet. It's been actually a pretty slow Monday as far as the way that these charts are shaping up here. If we're looking at the old NQ here, just kind of a little bit of a washy mess here. And this is actually very little range here, right? Not a lot of range going on in this area here. We do have, I'm going to put it into the hourly here. Good morning, Mamedo. Good morning, Alpha V, Kenneth, Rush. Good morning, good morning. So yeah, we have this overhead supply that's been kind of a bit of a troublesome area for the auction to bust on through here. So that was kind of what I was watching to see in the overnight session if we had any strength above 120.5, and you can see that's kind of the area that we were rejecting on there. And we are still looking here. I don't know if you can see that in the background there, right here. We are still looking at the December contracts because there's still more liquidity right now in the December contracts, but this is where it gets really tricky. You have people who are leaving this contract. They're rolling the December contracts into the March contracts, right? And those are the NQH contracts for 2024. Good morning, DK. Good morning, Jaden. It's Tuesday. What's the future like? Tell me what happens today. I got to know. Does the NQ go up or down? Maybe you could let us know for the poll here. Changed over this morning? Yeah, so for me personally, I don't like to change over until the open interest exceeds in the March contract. In this case, this is the rolling contract, the March. And I don't like to leave the December contract and go over into the March contract until we have more open interest in the March contract, or at least a significant portion of the volume. And the volume is getting there, right? Don't get me wrong on the volume. The volume is getting there, but the open interest is still low. So if we're looking at the numbers here, let me go ahead and pull this up and bring this on over here. If we're looking at the numbers, does that work? Let me kind of try to fit this here. All right, there's the December and March contract. Trying to fit this here. Let's see. Gotta make this skinnier. Okay, there we go. So we can see the open interest over here. And we can see this is the March contract, open interest at 62,000, whereas the December contract at 226,000. The total volume here in the December contract at 588,000, and the total volume in the March contract still at 205,000. So it's getting there. So we'll keep an eye on this today and tomorrow, and FOMC, of course, on Wednesday. It's going to be a big day. So we're just going to have to be keeping an eye on all of this stuff, and we'll have to see when we are actually going to roll. I'm going to still trade the December contract, but I'm certainly not going to be going crazy today. And that's for a couple different reasons, and we'll get into that. Good morning, Big G-Ski. Good morning, Smoof. Hey, I had to reset my Topstep account last night. How long does it take? Has not reset yet. This should be pretty quick. They should send you an email saying that it's been reset. If it hasn't, just reach out to their chat support. Yeah, the volume that I'm seeing, because I'm getting some chats in here in YouTube. Rui says, yeah, I also changed. There's more volume in the new contract. You guys might be looking perhaps at the ES, because from what I'm seeing, the December contract still has more volume than the March contract. So that's what I'm seeing on my end. More open interest still in the December contract, and more volume still in the December contract. And when that comes on down and it transfers over to the March, then that's when I'm going to be rolling over. Where am I getting this data from? This is directly from the CME group. I'll go ahead and link this in chat here so you guys can follow along too. For those of you playing the home game. So there's the contract data there for you. So yeah, I'm not rolling yet. I'm not going to roll on down yet. Roll on up to the those March contracts. Good morning, Jiva. Good morning, Discount. Yeah, so I'm still seeing more volume in the December contracts for the time being, and that's directly from the CME. So, that's the most accurate data that we're going to have there. So it is still, so what you're noticing here, if we're going back into the book map, right, what we're noticing here is it's just very scant liquidity. This is not the best kind of liquidity to trade. And this is indicative that we are in, very characteristic here of a roll week. And wouldn't you know it, FOMC lands on a roll week as well. So this is going to be a very tumultuous few days because, okay, so today, not a lot of data coming out. We have a litany of treasury bill and note auctions, right? Let me check my schedule here. We have some 6-month bill auctions, some 3-year note auctions, 3-month bill auctions, and a 10-year note auction. That's all out today. So at 11:30, we have a 6-month bill auction and a 3-year note auction for the Treasury, the U.S. Treasury. Before that, the only data that's coming out today, outside of these auctions, the only data that's U.S. related that is coming out today, that is the November New York Fed Survey of Consumer Expectations. That's not out until 11. So you pair that with the fact that we are in a roll week where people are kind of figure out when they want to roll out of December into the March contracts. So that's a whole headache. And then you have very low data. We don't have a lot of data prints coming out. We have FOMC that's coming on Wednesday, which is, that's extremely important. We'll talk about that later on the call today too as well. But these are things that are not going to set up. If you woke up this morning, you said, hey, I am so ready to trade my pants off today. I'm telling you folks right now that today is not that day, unfortunately. We may have some really nice volatility during these Treasury, the bill and note auctions. However, it's going to be a little bit scant on the liquidity side. And when I say scant, what do I mean? I mean that whether you're trading the ES or the NQ in futures, because we focus a lot on index futures in here. If you're trading the index futures, you're going to have huge gaps in prices where you can have right now, what is it trading? 16,065 in the NQ. You can have prints where it prints 65 to 68 to 72. You can have these big gaps in these prints during these volatility events. And it makes it, number one, it makes it hard to get an advantageous fill if you're on the wrong side of it. You could have a stop and it'll put your stop and it'll trigger your stop much later than you anticipate. So you can take a bigger loss than you'd anticipate. There's a lot of different things that can go wrong, and it makes it much more difficult. So today is the kind of day where you want to really reel it in. You really want to be pumping the brakes. You really want to be careful on a day like today. And especially, if you're new to this, how much difference is there in terms of trading the December contract compared to the March? So we just kind of went over that. But right now, the problem is that you have split focus right now, right? So the problem is that you have a lot of folks that are trading either one contract or the other, whereas in a normal week of trading, you have everyone who is a participant in the market is all focused on the same contract for the most part. Obviously, there's going to be people who are trading beyond the March contract, but that's a whole different discussion. Let's focus on what we're talking about here. For the index roll week, you have people who are either trading the December contract or they've already rolled over to the March contract, or they're split. They have some of their contracts, some of their liquidity on the December contracts, and they're rolling a few contract by contract over into the March. And they still have liquidity in both. And because of that split right now, you have a lack of liquidity in both contracts. And there's liquidity draining from those December contracts. And then there's liquidity coming into those March contracts. So it makes it a very difficult trade because you don't have singular focus on one singular month of contracts, right? Or one specific contract of the quarter, right? There's 4 contracts a year for the indexes. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And as I'm speaking here, we have the book map up, and you can see when you have book map, you can see these big long lines, but no bubbles in between those lines. You can see it back here in this little gap here. You can see it in this gap here. You can see it back in this gap here. That is because there's low liquidity being offered. When you have a very efficient market with a lot of liquidity being offered, you don't have these big old gaps, and it makes it a lot easier to trade around that stuff. So you need to be keeping this stuff in mind. Even when I'm looking at my NinjaTrader chart here, let me bring that up. Even when I'm looking at NinjaTrader, this is the 30-second bar chart. We don't trade off of this, of course. This is just to illustrate, when we're taking trades so you can see specifically where my entries and exits are. which I know a lot of streamers out there, they don't do that, but this is what we do here in the Clubhouse. But you can see here on these 30-second bars, these right here are indicative that we are in a low liquid environment because the way that they're spread, and you get used to this after trading so many roll weeks, and this is exactly this is how it goes. I keep hearing chimes and noises in the live day trading channel. Is that new people coming into the room and leaving, or is that in the chats? I'm guessing chats, but I can't see them. That's probably people coming in and leaving. If you go to your settings there in Discord, Gunky, you just change you just turn off those alert sounds. If somebody could help them in here, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, it's just the alert sounds in Discord. You just need to mute those alert sounds to get those those chimes from stopping. Yeah, so definitely a lot of imbalances in the volume here for the contracts here. So as you folks are trading this, you want to be keeping all of these things top of mind. If you're going into today expecting that this is just going to be a regular run-of-the-mill trading session, you're going to be disappointed because that's not what we're getting into at all today. That's very scant liquidity. People are going to be rolling out of December, going into March. And tomorrow we'll have the updated open interest numbers. And hopefully by that time, we'll have more people into the March. And that by that time, if the open interest has weighted more to the March side, then that day when we actually do trade the March, we'll have more liquidity flowing in throughout the day, and it'll become a much more liquid trade. Now, so that's what we have on the docket for today, right? We have 11 a.m. data coming out, the Fed survey for November for the New York Fed, their survey of consumer expectation. Good data point for the Fed, but scant liquidity in the index contracts. So it's going to be difficult to trade. At 11:30, we have a 6-month bill auction and a 3-year note auction. At what time is that? 1 p.m., we have a 3-month bill auction and a 10-year note auction. And it's going to be, again, scant liquidity. Now, for tomorrow, Tuesday, we do have some interesting data that's going to be coming out. We have the CPI, and we're going to be trading that together here on stream at 8:30 because that's when that data comes out. And then we have that followed by the Redbook retail sales. Those two data points are going to be interesting. I'm hoping that we're into the March contracts by tomorrow. We'll find out around Globex whether that or not that's the case. We'll be watching the volume on that. Hopefully we're in the March contracts by then because, like I said, on the day that we're moving into the March contracts, and again, this is just me. This is the way that I'm looking at this. If you want to start trading the March contracts right now, trade whatever contracts you want. This is just the way that my thought process works, and I think that it's worth going over because, you know, this is the way that I approach this roll week, and this is the way that I approach this situation. So if hopefully tomorrow that we're rolling into the March contracts, we're trading the March contracts, we have that CPI data that's coming out. Now, Tuesday, one day before Wednesday, we all know what's happening on Wednesday. That is the FOMC rate decision. So what does that mean? That's going to dictate what's happening with the interest rates, right? This is what the entire market cycle that we've been in for the last, I'd say 18 to 24 months now, where we've been hyper-focused on the FOMC rate decision here. And this is why Wednesday is such a big deal. Good morning, Hadi. So this is why Wednesday is such a huge deal. We already know with almost certainty that there will be a pause on Wednesday for the FOMC. We almost have a certainty there, right? We know pretty much, I mean, what's the money markets pricing in here? 98.4% chance of a pause, right? 98.4% chance of a pause for the FOMC rate decision, but that's fine. That's okay. What matters is this. What is Jerome Powell going to say at the press conference after that? Because what he could say is there's a whole bunch of things that he can come out and say. What we're looking for is for him to say 2 magic words, right? For the bulls, at least, not we. I mean, anybody, right? Bulls, bears, whatever. We want to face the market and just get liquidity either way, up or down. For the bull case, what they're looking for any of these bulls out there, the bull folks are looking for Jerome Powell to come out and say 2 words consecutively. That is sufficiently restrictive. Those 2 words back to back. If he says those things, we have reached a time in the policy where it is sufficiently restrictive. If he says that, that will finally and definitively have him coming out and saying that there will be no more rate hikes. He's teased it a little bit, but we have not have him come out and say definitively that we are at a sufficiently restrictive state. Now, if he comes out and he says that, then that means that there are no more rate hikes. It would be it's still, there's a percentage of a chance, but it'd be pretty rare for him to go back on that and for him to say, well, it's sorry, just kidding. It's not sufficiently restrictive anymore. It can happen, but for him to come out and say those two words back to back, sufficiently restrictive, that's what we're going to be looking for if that comes out in the original release there, because the FOMC rate decision, they have the rate decision, and sometimes you'll see how many people dissented against it and how many people were in agreements with it. Usually this is going to be a unanimous decision, and everybody's going to say that we're going to pause, given that money markets are pricing in 98% chance of that. Now, it comes out that where 30 minutes later, he does his press conference, and if he says, I believe that we've reached a sufficiently restrictive area in the Fed policy, the market should go wild. Now, we are sort of pricing that in right now, but for him to actually come out and say that, I do think that we'd have a surge in the market. And of course, as FOMC gets closer, this is all on Wednesday, mind you, as FOMC inches closer, we will discuss this more and more in detail, as we'll have more talking head points to go over and sort of review and what other analysts are saying about this. But these are the things that you want to be obviously thinking about as you folks are trading these index contracts, because just numbers on a screen are one thing, but when you start to characterize why these numbers are printing these numbers on a screen, that's where, you breathe life into what you're trading, and it gives context to what you're trading, and it allows you to wrap your head around what you're trading. And it's not so much just numbers flashing on a screen. There's intention behind those numbers. There's intention behind what are these players doing, right? Fish5 says, thanks for taking time to go over your thoughts on rollover. It's good to hear other people's input on it, especially someone who's been doing it for a while. Yep, definitely. I think there is value in that. And again, you can trade the March contracts. Nobody's going to fault you for that. But this is just the way I look at it. I like to pace myself into it. And also, given that, even though I'm going to probably be trading the December contracts, well, I will be just trading the December contracts today, I'm going to be trading them light. I'm not going to be going crazy into them, because I understand that all it takes is one player either, just stepping on the gas or pulling back, and then that can really, it can cause a big bout of volatility in that moment. Let's see. Christian says, NinjaTrader allows only March contracts right now as their way to switch. They have an auto roll function. So if you're typing in NinjaTrader, NQ space DEC, yeah, there you go. Alita got it. NQ DEC 23. And that should bring up the correct contracts there for you. Would these rolling contracts impact the price in any way? Yeah, definitely. We're going to have a very scant liquidity and increased volatility. So since today is a low news day and low liquidity, is your first move going to be around market open? It depends. It depends. If there's something where in the structure here, I'm just kind of keeping my eye out here. In the structure, if we have something that starts to rip up and start squeezing here out of this range, I could find myself taking a trade just for the fact that, we could be inviting some baby squeeze here. If we're looking over at the trading view now, you can see here that if we were to get up and over those 120s, perhaps, I mean, it's a long shot away from where we are right now. But if we're looking at, say, the 15 minute, if we are starting to crest over these tops right here, then I could be looking to see if there is an advantageous trade there out on the table. I am keeping an eye, of course, over the Magnificent Seven right now. When I'm talking about those, it's Apple, Tesla, Meta, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. So I'm watching those to see if we do have any kind of volume coming into those stocks here. And that will kind of pump up either the ES or NQ if we do have some inflows going over there. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at here leading into the FOMC. If you guys are enjoying what we're talking about here, please make sure that you smack that lucky like button. To trade into the open today, the benchmark is 150 likes for you folks to hit. So if you folks press that lucky like button, number one, it'll give you folks amazing trading luck today. Number two, it will allow us to stream here into the open. If not, we'll continue streaming in Discord as we usually do. But the benchmark to hit is 150 likes today. When is FOMC? FOMC is going to be on Wednesday, and the rate decision will be at 2 p.m. Eastern time, followed by the press conference at 2:30. And that is kind of what I was just touching on there, is that Jerome Powell is going to have his press conference, and he's going to discuss where the economy is, where it's heading. Right now, what we've kind of been faced with is that he hasn't been definitive in saying that, we've reached a sufficiently restrictive area in the rate policy. And if he comes out and he says that, that's where I think that we'll finally get some really nice movement in the market. Now, if he doesn't come out and say that, it will be probably a very choppy session. The things that they usually end up saying is along the lines of that we're still going to be looking at data. We don't have enough data to say that we're sufficiently restrictive, and et cetera. Savage says, this rollover week usually kills my account, going to keep you on in background, but keeping charts close to it. I like that. I like that a lot. And that's the other thing. Just because the markets are open, we talked about this before, just because the markets are open doesn't mean that you should be trading them, right? You want to be waiting for good setups in order to trade. And roll week, as we've been talking about here since the top of the call, roll week is very scant liquidity. It's very difficult to trade. If you've never traded it before, being hands-off is perfectly fine too. Same thing goes with FOMC. I do think that we'll do a special live stream here on YouTube for the FOMC. We'll have to see if we hit our goal for that, but we will probably have an FOMC special stream here, 2 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, where we get the rate decision live, and then we do the press conference live as well. We have a split stream here where we're streaming the press conference as well as some live trading. So that's going to be on Wednesday. On Thursday, oh boy, Thursday, look out. We got the jobless claims. I believe we have PPI on, when is that? I thought we had PPI. So we have CPI on Tuesday. PPI is on Wednesday. That's right. PPI is on Wednesday at 8:30. So Wednesday, we're going to have a double whammy. We will have FOMC, and then we'll have PPI in the morning. And so Thursday brings us the jobless claims, which will be interesting given that it's the afterglow of the FOMC. So if the FOMC comes out, obviously we're looking at a pause, but if Jerome Powell comes out and says we're sufficiently restrictive, I don't know that the jobless claims would affect the market as much as they usually would. But if he says that we're going to be looking for data, we're still data dependent, because what do we have? We have a meeting in January, I believe. Yeah, 31st of January, and then the 20th of March. And the 20th of March is where the money markets are pricing in the very first rate cut. Right now, we're looking at a 36% chance of a rate cut in March. So the idea that Jerome Powell will come out on this presser this week and say that we are sufficiently restrictive, the odds are definitely in the favor of him saying something to that effect. Will he be super definitive? That's going to be left to see, but it's going to be exciting nonetheless. So it's going to be a very exciting week. Thursday, like I said, we got the jobless claims coming out. And then on Friday, any important data here? The PMI. So we have the three letters going off today. We have CPI Tuesday, PPI Wednesday, and PMI on Friday. Going to be a lot of data coming out this week. A lot of interesting stuff. And again, roll week is going to be insane because Friday is triple witching Friday. That means all of the index contracts are expiring. All the monthly contracts are expiring for options, stock index options, and futures contracts are also expiring. So triple witching, lots of volatility. It can be a very, very sticky session, or it can be an extremely volatile session. Again, Wednesday's FOMC rate decision is going to be dictating a lot of that there. Don't have to trade. What about the FOMO indicator? Yeah, exactly. Just because the markets are open doesn't mean you have to trade. That's one of the hardest things for newer traders to kind of realize. There's a lot of traders that I'm friends with, a lot of professional traders that trade very rarely. I mean, trading 3-4 times a month even. There's a lot of bigger traders I know that will very much limit themselves, their exposure into the market. And these are active traders, and they'll wait for a very specific setup, and they'll only trade that setup. Maybe it comes 3, 4, 5 times a year, and they'll only focus on trading those types of setups. You don't have to be trading every single day. It is good practice, however. I mean, if you're being an active trader, if you're a day trader, it's one of those things where it's very, very important to get market exposure, but you don't have to be pressing buttons just because the market is open. You don't have to be doing that at all. Instead, you could be watching charts. You can be taking mental trades. You can be using a sim account, but still pressing buttons. It's kind of builds a muscle memory where you should be pressing buttons. You could just be watching the market. What are they setups they wait for? I would love to work 1 to 3 times a year. I mean, these folks they're swinging a big bat. These the folks that are doing those setups, they're putting in a lot of equity into certain types of positions where, for instance, if they're looking for a very large bottoming out pattern in the market, or FOMC dictating what's going to happen for the next quarter, taking larger positions, perhaps swinging those positions for multiple weeks, or, looking for one certain area of liquidity that they're going after, that they are very, very strong on, that they've been tracking. That's that's one of those things. It's a completely different style of trading. And here we sort of focus on day trading, momentum trading, and focused on primarily what's been lately, just the NQ, which has just been fantastic. Loxy says, spread is wide. I haven't rolled over. Spread on micro, not so bad. Interesting. Do people chat in the live Discord when I'd watch on YouTube? Ritz would read chat from Discord. Were they in this channel or on the live day trading channel usually? It could be either one there, Gunky. Either one. Yeah, you can chat in here or you can chat in the live day trading one. The live day trading one doesn't get as much play as the main trading chat. So usually this one. On TradingView, why can't I get data more than 6 months? Hard to chart if we go above 16,200. They only have 6 months of data? Is that right? Let's see here. I'm going to go back to NQ1. Let's go to like a daily, I guess. Oops. 1 day. Is that all they allow? No, I'm seeing way more than 6 months there. KHA. So maybe it might be the history package or something like that. Yeah, I'm seeing quite a bit more data. In fact, we can go back to 2000, which is just a little bit longer than, 6 months? Just a touch longer than 6 months. A little bit longer. Good morning, Jonas. Good morning, Z. On the new contracts. Well, yeah, because the new contracts have been trading for that long, right? That's why, because if you're only looking at the new contracts, then there you have it. Rips, I just joined as a 7-day trial on a monthly format. I can't seem to get into the Discord. I'm in Discord, but not in your room. How do I access in the Discord? So you get sent an email. It says to join the Discord, click this link. Just click that link and click authorize. It'll get you right into the Discord. So if you don't have that in your main inbox, just check in your spam folder there. Where are the likes today? Well, let's see. Let's check it out here. We are at 124 likes. We need to get to 150 likes. As well as if you have free or paid in TradingView. Yeah, it depends. I think I have the history package or something to that effect. I have whatever data is necessary for the to be able to have the futures. But yeah, the reason why you're not able to see past 6 months back in the contract is because it hasn't been trading beyond that. And when you're looking at a specific contract, it's the same way that if you're looking at a SPY contract that it's expiring on Friday, a monthly contract in a stock, there's only a certain, it's been around for a finite period. It hasn't been around since the dawn of time. So there's a finite period that contract has been created and then offered into the market and then traded upon. Papa Bull, good morning. KHA says, so you use NQ. It depends. For the roll right now, I'm still on the December contract, so I am not using NQ1 right now. I'm using NQZ 2023 because we are charting right now and trading on the December contract. I'm excited to roll, though, when we will finally roll over there. Did that work out there for you, SS? Let me know if you have any questions. Also, we have live chat support too. If you just go to marketclubhouse.club, we have a live chat support team that can help you out too as well if you're still having trouble finding that link in your email there. Looks like we did it, folks. You guys smashed that lucky like button. Thank you so much, folks. You guys and gals out there, really appreciate you. We hit 152 likes, so we will be streaming live here into the open. Where do you see the contracts volume in the CFTC? The contracts volume, we went over this at the top of the call, but I linked that already here in chat. You can check it out right here on the CME's website there. What time frame do you look at the Magnificent 7 on both the 5 and the 15 minute? And now, all right, thank you. Welcome there, SS. Welcome. Happy to have you with us. Make sure that you join in on the zero latency live stream so that you don't have the lag that is there in the Discord, in YouTube. YouTube has a delay of sometimes 5 seconds, 20 seconds, depending on when you're watching it. You can always see how delayed that you are right here. It's 8:30 and 50 seconds. Down here at the bottom, you can see right here, that's the time. Is that correct? Yeah, that's the exact time it is right now. So you can see how far off you are on your syncing there. I thought Topstep was $49 for a 50K account. Yep, $49 for a 50K, $99 for a 100K, and $149 for a 150K. How do you join the none latency stream? Let me just drop that link here for you. On a separate note, I'm trying Celsius for the first time. Celsius, folks, again, if there's anybody out there from Celsius, please reach out here. We are having a beautiful Arctic vibe this morning. It is delicious. Highly recommend Celsius. It's a fantastic way to kick off your morning there. On a separate note, I'm trying Celsius for the first time this morning. Sadly, only 2 of the flavors are non-sparkling: raspberry acai green tea and peach mango green tea. I'm a big fan of the peach mango. That's my jam. It reminds me of the Snapple peach iced tea, but without any of the sugar. It's delicious. I love that stuff. Again, anybody out there from Celsius, you got to let me know. I'm here after watching your podcast, Like Your Way of Trading, similar to mine in a way, but I trade with Apex. Good luck today. Hey, thank you, Ruski Panda. Appreciate you. Welcome to the stream here. Great to have you with us. So yeah, it's we are just kind of bouncing around here. If we are looking at the pocket of liquidity that we're in right now, it's just this area right here. Not so much going on, and that's fine. I think that we'll probably end up having to wait until the top of the hour for an injection of liquidity. We'll have some more players entering into the market. But again, as I said at the top of the call, the caution flag is definitely out today. The caution flag is out because of all of the things that I talked about at the top of the stream here, talking about how important it is to keep an eye on the roll, the amount of volume that's going into these contracts. It's going to be a very, very difficult session today in the sense that it's not going to be the cleanest trades. I mean, again, even as I said on NinjaTrader, on the 30-second bars, this you could just kind of tell if you've been trading for long enough. You can look at this chart and you can see that this is not the way that the volume's coming in, the way that the spread is, the way that it's gapping in these candles. These are 30-second candles here. Usually it should be a little bit more. The bodies of these candles should be a little bit more thin, or if you're going to have this chunky of a move up, you're going to have extended volume. You're not going to have a big burst of volume, a drop in volume, extension of volume, another drop in volume. It's indicative of a very scant liquid session, and you want to keep your eyes out for that. And again, your second tell here can be over in Bookmap, where, as we talked about this as well, you have these big gaps here between, and you see the yellow line underlying there, whereas it should look much more like that. It should look much more tucked together. But I mean, this is just from 64 up to 69. That's only 5 handles, and look at the gaps in liquidity to get up there. So VIX is up. Yeah, volatility will be up here. Thank you for pointing that out there. Discount here in the Discord. Appreciate that. Hey, good morning. Don't even look at the 30-minute chart. Well, this is even worse than that. This is the 30-second chart. And again, we get this question often here in the stream. In the 30-second chart, the reason why I have this is so you can see the exact executions that I've taken on my trades. But as you know, we're sitting here with absolutely no trades on, sitting here with a 0 P&L so far to start. The only thing that I'm kind of paying attention to here across the board, folks, is Microsoft. Microsoft is having a little bit of a sell-off here this morning, but it isn't affecting the indices all too much right now. So that is kind of where I'm keeping my eyes right now. Do I trade gold? I haven't in a hot minute. I have before, but I focus really on the index options. It's index futures, rather. We traded index options for a while here in Clubhouse, but now we've been focused on index futures, and namely NQ. When ES offers a better trade for us, we will jump into that. But right now, the liquidity that we've had in the NQ has been a beautiful thing. Beautiful volatility, great liquidity, awesome opportunities, and you can be wrong often, and it gives you multiple chances to turn that around if you're wrong often. And whereas if you're trading something like the S&P E-mini, you don't really have multiple opportunities to be wrong. You can kind of be wrong and then stay wrong for the rest of the day. So let's see here. Just looking over at everybody's questions here. Anybody that I missed. Try to short from 80, targeting 50. Oh, it was a good short. Hopefully you got some covers there in the 60s. Yeah, just going over the trading view questions here. But yeah, very slow and sleepy a session so far. I do think that we will probably look at the top of the hour for getting some trades on. And if we are having sort of a breakout in this area, I'd be looking to see if we actually broke out. This is my indicator that I often get questioned about. This is the hourly high up here. This is the hourly low that I track. I would like to see a break above this hourly high, because you can see here, if we're scrolling back a little bit, we had kind of a stop gap here in this liquidity where we have a lot of vehement sellers that are stepping in right there. So I'd like to see us kind of break above these hourly highs. If we're getting above 16,090, that's where I'm going to be interested in taking a trade to the long side. And conversely, if we are breaking below the mid 50s, 55 and below, I would be looking at taking that short, if only for a quick bout of liquidity grab right there at the 45 level, which is where we had the hourly low prior to that. Nice work there. Poppable out at 62. Great trade. Love to see that. Anyone else use Thinkorswim for their levels? Looks like all the levels I had on NQ transferred over to the new contract. Yeah, so that's one of the things that is kind of a bugger. One quick fix that you can do for that dude is what you can do is you can find this button down here in TradingView. Going over to the TradingView here, there's a button down here called BADG. And what you can do is you can click that button and it will kind of give you the adjusted for the contract. It's not perfect, but it's at least something, right? It's at least something that you can use. So that's another option that you can use on TradingView there. Justice up $645. Let's go. Very nice. All right. I'm going to be taking my first restroom break here. No trades yet for me. We're still sitting here at $0 in the profit. So we haven't taken any trades yet, but I'll be right back with you folks. Don't go anywhere. Just a quick little restroom break. And we are back. So still no trades here. Probable says, just gave back the gains. Ah, shoot. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully still in a little bit there. Just started the free trial on TradingView, and I'm trying to figure out how to get real-time data. So it's in the data area, the packages for pricing. You want to get the CME package for futures, and then if you want equities as well, there's an equities package for that. Yeah, very, very choppy. This is definitely when you want to have your caution flag out. Good morning, Joe. How are you doing? Yeah, we are just chopping around in this range here. If we're looking back at the hourly chart here as well, you can see this is the liquidity area that I've been watching. We've been rejecting that. If we did have a trade up to the 120s today, and we did find some sellers, it'd be really nice if we could take the market short from there and potentially get back down into 986, 904, get perhaps even down to, I don't know if we could get below 904 today, but anything could happen. I just think with everything that's on the table today, it would be a pretty rinsey, washy session. So that's how I'm going to be facing my trading today. I'm definitely going to be looking at taking this pretty easy. I'm not going to be putting a lot of pressure on myself here. Joe says, I saw you had some orange and blue lines at the top and bottom of your local highs on Ninja Traders. Is that a custom indicator? Do they have something like that? I get that question a lot. We should probably just release a special indicator here for everybody on the stream. I'll look into that, but it is an hourly high, hourly low, and it was custom coded for me. And I get a lot of requests for it. It's just a great way to kind of have a quick bird's eye view look at where we are in the trade right now. But it is just hourly high, hourly low, and it is a custom indicator here. I think my live Trade of 8 fee data is $10 a month to link. Yeah, it's really, honestly, it's very competitive. I believe that the futures data, let me see, actually. I'm curious what I'm paying for futures data. It is very, very, very cheap in my opinion, from what I can remember here. Let's see here. What am I paying? So I pay for the CME data, $9.95 a month. No, I'm sorry, $5 a month. $5 a month is what I'm paying for the CME data. And the NYSE data, I'm paying $9.95 a month. Is that it? That's really all I'm paying, right? Wow, what a deal. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, I thought I was actually paying a little bit more than that. So yeah, I'm paying only $5 a month for real-time futures data. In eSignal alone, I pay $80 a month. It's a complete ripoff. But wow, I'm actually shocked by that. And then for the NYSE, NASDAQ, the ARCA on NYSE, the OTC, wow, you actually get some OTC pink sheets on the real-time data here for $9.95. So very, very cheap. Very, very cheap. $5 a month is better than Netflix for sure. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I thought I was paying like $8 a month for futures data, but it's far cheaper than I thought. How long have you been trading? How long did it take you to be profitable? I've been trading for about a decade now, and probably about 3 years to get to not profitable, but not losing money, about middle of the road, and then about a year and a half after that to become consistently profitable. And it's one of those things. I caution people who ask that question. Folks come in here a lot and they'll ask, hey, how fast can I become profitable? What's the fastest way to get profitable? If you're trying to do this trading thing as a speed race, as a speed run, and you're not looking at this like this is a marathon, I'm sorry to say this, but this is not the right path for you. If you're trying to rush through this and you don't enjoy this, you don't enjoy looking at charts on the daily, you don't enjoy the process of setting up your charts, marking off levels, looking at certain areas of the chart, it's unfortunate, but it's probably not going to be the thing for you to be doing. Trading is a very long process to get to a point where you will actually be making money. And I know that's not what a lot of people out there will tell you. A lot of people will sit there and say, oh, you can become profitable in a couple months or whatever the case. People are out there saying, I'll turn you into a profitable trader in 30 days and all that junk. It's going to take a very long time for you to be profitable in trading. And because of that, it should be something that you actually enjoy doing. If you don't enjoy doing this, then it's pretty unlikely that you're going to be consistently profitable because you're not going to enjoy the process. You must enjoy the process. You must understand that this is a very, very long journey, and it's going to take you a while to get to a point where you can feel confident in yourself enough. You might get lucky a few times along the way, as you often do in trading, and you might think that you have it, and then all of a sudden the floor drops out from you, and all of a sudden you're sitting there like, oh no, I didn't know anything. I got really lucky. If you folks have watched my podcast interview, I got very, very lucky the very first time I started trading. The first week I had a huge day, and it was about 2 weeks after that I had completely blown the account. And that's normal. I mean, that's a very normal story. I had a friend of mine who I taught how to trade during COVID, and they made 7 figures, and it took them, I think, less than 2 weeks to give all 7 figures right on back. And you're sitting there and you're thinking, wow, I mean, if you won 7 figures from the lottery, you probably not go and spend it all, but that's what you think. You make a big trade or you get a big hit. And during COVID, it was really easy to make a big hit. And you think, oh, this is how it's going to be. This is how easy it is. I just press a few buttons and it's so simple to trade. And then you give it right back. Trading is a very long process. It's going to take you a long time to become consistently profitable. And if you're not ready for that journey, and you could do this on the side, right? You can have another job and you could be doing this on the side. You could do this before you go to work. You can supplement it. You can put it in a part of your regimen, but it's going to take time. It's still going to take time, right? If you don't like to watch screens, create algos, backtests, and run a fully automated portfolio, this route can be much faster than discretionary trading. Sure, yeah, that is true. Yeah, there's no one right way to trade. There's no one right way to trade whatsoever. There's no one right way to trade. Everybody's different. Everybody finds success in trading in different ways. There's no one product that is the best product to trade. Everybody's different. There's some folks that I know that they'll only trade SPX, or they'll only trade SPY, they'll only trade NQ, they'll only trade stocks, they'll only trade small caps, large caps, whatever the case. Everybody's different. You find out what works for you and you lean into it. That's it. I'm 2 years in and still very inconsistent. That's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly normal. Don't fault yourself on that. You'll start to notice more and more things starting to click. A lot of this is based on your implicit memory and being able to commit these things to your implicit memory. And over time, we're pattern recognition machines as humans, naturally wired that way. And over time, your implicit memory builds up and you become more discretionary, and you can look at the market and say, oh, I've seen that pattern before without even thinking about it. And all of a sudden you're doing the right thing. You're approaching the market in a different way. And it just takes time and experience in the market to get there. Anybody who tells you otherwise, maybe it worked for them. I don't know. It wasn't like that for me. For me, it was a very long journey. It was a lot of time in the market, a lot of watching charts, a lot of seeing patterns emerge, a lot of losing money in the markets, unfortunately, which is, if I had Topstep, if I was using Topstep way back when, I wouldn't have lost nearly as much money as I did when I was trading. But it's, and the best part about it, like Discount says, he says lifelong journey in here. Best part about it is that, it's a skill that you have for life. It's a skill that you have for life. You're never going to, once you have the skill, you're never going to lose that skill. The only way that you're going to lose the skill is if we have a huge shift in the markets. Whereas, the folks who used to trade in the pits, those folks, they built up a very specific skill that didn't really transfer over so well into electronic trading. And a lot of those folks are still kind of struggling with electronic trading now. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. But, if you're trading every single day, this is a skill you're going to have for the rest of your life. And you shouldn't be looking at this as, in 6 months from now, I'm going to be making millions of dollars and this is going to be the greatest thing I've ever done. Don't look at it like that. Instead, look at it that if you could start pulling a $50 a day or $10 a day from the market consistently, you're better off than when you couldn't pull $10 a day consistently from the market. And then if you can't pull $10 a day from the market, what makes you think you can pull $1,000 a day from the market? So keep your sights low, keep your expectations low. The lower you keep your expectations, the better off you're going to be, because things naturally will go better. If your expectations are very low, you'll exceed your expectations and it'll feel a lot better. Whereas if you're setting the benchmark really, really high, saying, I'm going to make $10,000 in a week trading these markets, and then you come and you make $1,000, you're going to feel like, I didn't achieve my goal. But if you made $1,000 in a week of trade, by golly, that's more than you made when you weren't trading, right? Because you made $0 when you weren't trading, right? Or when you first started trading, you were losing money, right? So keep your expectations low, manage your expectations, understand that this will take a lot of time, and surround yourself with other like-minded people, people who believe in your journey, people who support you, people who are not going to tell you that you're a knucklehead, and surround yourself with good, like-minded people, and you'll do well. You'll do really, really well. What you said just rang with me. Making $10 a day is more than before I wasn't trading. Exactly. A lot of people miss these very obvious things that our brains are very good at tricking us out of these things, because you see big numbers all over the place. Discount with the gift. Man. You see these big numbers all over the place and you say, oh, well, that's my goal. I want to be like that. I want to make $100,000 on a trade. And, let's say you have an amazing day. You make $1,000 on a trade. And all of a sudden you're sitting there and you're saying, well, I didn't make 10,000, so I'm not happy. That's crazy. How much were you making when you weren't trading in the markets? Well, you're making $0. So anything better than $0 it's an amazing thing. Mike Z says, slow and steady. Limit losses, practice and screen time, and work on finding what your edge is actually your edge, and repeat it 2 million times. Yeah. And like I say this all the time, there's no one correct way to trade. There's no one right way to do this. It's all different for every single person out there who's going to be a trader. There's no one specific, one size fits all how to trade for everybody. Everybody's different. We all have different personalities. We're all cut from a different cloth. So what works for me may not work for you, and what works for somebody else may not work for you. You might have your own niche that you carve out. Maybe you have a very specific, unique strategy that works only for you. I want a couple buck. That's the rooster over there. I want a couple buck. As a beginner, what are the 2 biggest changes you made that took your trading to the next level? Techniques and routines. I mean, being more disciplined in life in general. I say this in the psychology webinar. It could be something as simple as going to bed at a specific time and waking up at a specific time. Starting there, if you don't have good discipline in other areas of your life, you may have trouble trading. I actually had some pushback on that. I posted a tweet about saying how important it is to have discipline in other areas of your life. And I got a lot of pushback on that for some reason. It's like, okay, all right, well, I guess not. But for me personally, the quickest path that I found was having a lot of discipline in my life, and that transferred over to trading, because it's very easy to give money back to the market. It's very hard to extract money from the market. In fact, it's something that 90% of traders can't do. 90% of day traders fail. And that's why I have the warning that I put here. 90% of day traders fail. It's not because it's a cute saying, it's because it's true. And so what are 90% of those people doing out there? They're not all knuckleheads. They're not stupid people. They're well-functioning, well-to-do, smart people out there. They're smart adult folks, and they are losing at trading. But why? Well, because there's a lot of different things that you have to do differently in trading that don't make a lot of sense, that we don't do naturally. And that relies on being a very disciplined person. Pulling money out of the market is hard. Giving it back is easy. So when you pull money from the market, one of the hardest things to do is being disciplined enough to call it quits and stop for trading for the day and keep your profits locked up, right? That's one of the most important things to do. And that would say, who asked that question here? It was, I think it was FA. Okay, FA, it was you who asked. That would be one of the first things I do. I'd be focused heavily on discipline. If you're not disciplined in your trading, it's going to be very easy to have, this willy-nilly, you're making money, you're losing money, you're making money, you're losing money. So having a lot of discipline. Number 2 is focus on watching the markets, being an observer of the markets, watching how they move, but without trading them. That would be number 2. Learning how to just sit and watch the markets and be patient. And if you're doing that without trading, you're going to lose this sort of this tie-in with adrenaline, or this action thing where if you're watching the markets, you have to be trading. We've been watching the markets here. We've been live for about an hour now. We haven't taken a single trade. And there used to be a time when if I had the markets open, I couldn't stop. There's no way that I could stop taking a trade. If I was watching the markets, I'd sit there and say, I'm going to be patient. I don't want to take a trade. All of a sudden, I'm in a trade. It was back when I first started trading, because that's what you think. You got to be pressing buttons. You've seen it in the movies. It's action-packed. You're doing all that. It's one of those things. How would you manage trading with a 9-to-5? Well, that's one of the great reasons why futures are such a great product. Futures trade 23 hours in a day. They stop trading at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and then they open back up at 6 p.m. So there's a small gap between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. That's the 1 hour of downtime that the futures have. But they're open from 6 p.m. at night all the way until 5 p.m. the next day. So you can probably find a pocket or a window of time where it doesn't interfere with your 9-to-5. If you're on the West Coast, it makes it even easier because you can trade. I love trading on the West Coast. If you're on the West Coast, you can trade, right now it's 5 o'clock in the morning, almost 6 o'clock in the morning. That's well before a 9-to-5, right? Have to be out of your position by 4:10 with Topstep. That is correct, Dwayne. Yeah, you want to make sure that if you are trading on Topstep, that you have closed up your positions, usually by the market close, right by 4 p.m. Do I have to pay for market data for TradingView and then NinjaTrader separately? Yes, you do. They're 2 completely different platforms. But for NinjaTrader, it is included with Topstep. You get free market data included. Be like me, hiding in the corner with Topstep X. That's my problem, stopping when I'm up. Well, this is, again, one of the most important things we talk about in the psychology webinar here is journaling. You need to be journaling this and then reading your journal. So if you find a common problem that you're running into, in this case, that was Sweet Owl said, stopping when I'm up. If you're writing that enough in your journal and you're reading your journal every single morning before you start your day and you're seeing that, well, I was up $1,000 and then I gave it all back. Up $1,000, gave it all back. And on the next day up 800, gave it all back. You're going to see this common thread emerge and you're going to say, okay, well, next time I'm up, what's the absolute solution to that? That's to stop trading. Simple as that, right? Simple as that. Something as simple as that. That's how it's building blocks. It's one day is one step forward. Find a way to improve your process little by little every single day that you're doing this. Find one thing and write it down. And this is how you can start journaling. Write down one thing that you did today that improved your trading process. And if you could do that every single day, you're going to find 5 ways every single week that you've improved your trading. Now multiply that over a year's time. There's roughly 255 trading days a year. You can find 255 ways a year to improve your trading one day at a time. Take it very slow. If you have that mindset, you'll be shocked at how much more quickly you will improve in your trading process versus saying, I need to be better at this overnight. I need to be the best trader in the world a week from now, a month from now, whatever the case. It's baby steps. It's brick by brick. Must close by 4 p.m. for Topstep. The 1 hours can you trade? Can you trade morning pre-mark? So 4 p.m. Eastern time is when you want to be closed on Topstep. And then you can reopen your trades at 6 p.m. So there's a 2-hour stopgap. And then from 6 p.m. that night all the way until 4 p.m. the next day. So it's 22 hours, right? 22 hours of trading. I drive a truck at night and only have 1 to 2 hours of trading in the AM. Perfect time to be trading futures. The best time window to trade index futures, by the way, are going to be around 8 a.m. Eastern time all the way until 11 a.m. Eastern time. So that 3-hour window is generally speaking the best session of volatility. No swing account on Topstep. I do not believe that. They may have had one in the past, but they do not currently offer any kind of swing account on Topstep. Good morning, Javier. I trade on 150K accounts only. I only trade on 150K accounts. And the reason why I do that, which by the way, we have the top of the hour coming in 90 seconds here. So we'll keep an eye out really quickly for that. And if you're new here, please make sure that you are subscribed to the stream. Make sure you hit that lucky like button. We're almost at 200 likes here. Let's see if we can push it over. 200 likes, we'll do a poll in here and see what you folks think for the market today. 350 folks of you are in here right now. Really appreciate you guys and gals here joining me this morning and sharing your morning with me. I do appreciate it very much. Alrighty, 1 minute now until the top of the hour. Let's see. Do you know if Topstep X automatically locks your account for 4 to 6? You shouldn't be able to trade. I mean, they may close your position for you, but in their FAQ they say that they want you to close it and exercise good risk management. But if you try to trade after 4:10 p.m., they won't allow you to open a position, as far as I know. But the threat is that they may lock your account. So I would just say pump the brakes, make sure you're closed by 4 p.m. and then, be open back up at 6. Okay, Long Rain says they will close it. Yeah, Topstep X is the platform built by Topstep, so I'd assume that they take care of it for you. There you go, and you can't open a position. There you go. K-Style says, it's a marathon. Yes, indeed it is. All right, 15 seconds here at the top of the hour. Let's see if we have any volatility worth trading here. Good morning, Justin. How are you? Auto liquidate at 310. The only thing is that if they auto liquidate you, they may not. They may ding your account for it. That's all. Good morning, Tough. All right, there's the top of the hour. A little small liquidity injection, but nothing too crazy there. Loxy says, my edge today got me 10 points and one even. Been here for 3 hours. It takes time. Don't think you can show up and make 10K in 5 minutes. And if you are making 10K in 5 minutes, think about how fast you can lose 10K if that's the way that you're trading. You can be very risky in your trading, but it goes both ways, as you know. If you're making fast money, you can lose fast money. So easy come, easy go. You need to be thinking about that. New subscriber from MIC interview. Thank you. All right, Trader Joe. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you stopping through. We got Marvel Universe here in the Discord. Welcome. Topstep does not ding accounts on auto close liquidate. Thank you, Jay, for mentioning that. That's good to know. Thank you. Papa Bull says, trying to run a marathon with a sprint will not end well. Hard lessons learned, and that's why I'm here. Yeah, it's very true. It's you'll sprain your ankle, right? Do you trade the NQ March from today? We're probably going to flip over into the March contracts, I would say either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm hoping Tuesday. I'd love to roll over, but for the time being, we're still having more volume contracts of contracts here in the December contracts for now. Hey, Alistair, how you doing? Another new sub from MIC. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, Tom, we are still trading the Decembers. As illiquid as they are, the March contracts are still a little bit too thin for me here. So we are seeing some green across the board here. SPY is kind of holding the VWAP here. Google is really the only one rolling over. Microsoft is standing its ground here. Let's see if we get any kind of pullback into the 80s. We are perking up a little bit. Might be interested in taking a scalp here. We are popping some stops. Hank the Tank, MIC here as well. Welcome to all the MIC folks. MIC is my investing club. I did a podcast interview with Alex and Harry, and I had a great time. I can go ahead and drop the link in here for that podcast. See if I can find the link here so I can drop that for you folks. Here we go. Here's the link to that podcast. I think that should work. Does that work? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Wonderful. So yeah, I was on a podcast with My Investing Club with Alex and Harry, who are the owners of My Investing Club, and it's worth checking out if you like watching podcasts. I had a great time doing that. Talked about my trading history, how I got into trading, and etc. Almost at 90. If we might push daily. Yeah, we are kind of pushing up here. I do want to see us getting up and over these 90s with some strength here. We do have some volume, a little bit more volume coming in here, but I just want to be wary that we aren't just popping stops here. We do have room up to 100, and then beyond 100, we can rally all the way up to 120. Anyone who uses Bookmap differently? Any Insights podcast was full of gold nuggets. Thanks, Trader Joe. We also have a Bookmap webinar here in the Discord. It's worth checking out. And as well, I do try to touch on the way that I read Bookmap pretty often. We'll probably do a stream here soon enough here on YouTube where I go over the specific ways that I watch Bookmap. Bookmap also asked me to do an official podcast on their YouTube channel where I go over how I personally use Bookmap. And again, everyone's different. Everyone looks at all of these things and these tools differently. I have the way that I watch Bookmap, and there's no one correct way to do any of this stuff. So what is the LSD is up with the chart in the corner? that is Bookmap. That is Bookmap right here. So it's a very specific tool that we use to track liquidity and order flow here in the market. Specifically, we're using it for the NQ right now. So that is Bookmap. There's somebody who commented something similar in the Discord. They said, I feel like I'm on acid or mushrooms watching this chart. I don't know why that's the feedback. I guess it's quite colorful. It's got a lot of fun colors going off. How much laptop RAM would you recommend to run both NinjaTrader and Bookmap at the same time? I'd say 16 gigs is probably sweet spot. Anything over than 16 would probably be overkill, but 16 probably pretty good. I know that my paging file here is pretty large. I have 64 gigs of DDR5 on my computer that I have for trading here. Yeah, visual level 2 and a complete depth of market as well. How do you open Chart Trader on NinjaTrader? So there's a button up at the top. It looks like this right here. Let me send a screenshot here in chat. Looks like that. Just click that button to the left. It looks like that little post with two things sticking out to the top left there. So just click that button. So we are rallying here. Let's see if we get all the way up to 16,100. Yeah, we do have a cumulative volume delta in the positive here, about 480 contracts for the December contracts that I'm watching. Futures Trading Today says the podcast rips was great. Thank you so much there, Futures. Appreciate you. Aaron also here from that podcast. Very nice. Welcome, Aaron. Great to have you with us. So still no trades here. I'd like to see how this interacts over at 100 before we jump into anything here, because this thing can flush down pretty rapidly, and I don't want to be left holding this. And also, you know, it makes it much more difficult to take a trade here when we have volume sort of declining. So if we're zooming back over here into NinjaTrader, you can see here we have big sweep of volume here to the top side and then rapidly declining volume. So, and again, indicative of being in contract roll week, it makes it a little bit more difficult to trade. Not saying that this thing won't auction rate up to 16,100, but for me, pumping the brakes is kind of the right move here. So positive cumulative delta would be a sign of an uptrend and vice versa. Generally speaking, yes. It's an overbought sort of signal as well. So we just have a delta of contracts in the positive right now. So a lot of buyers out there. That's all that really means. You want to pair cumulative volume delta. A lot of people actually pair it with RSI or other indicators, and it could be helpful. I like just to have it as a pulse on things and kind of watch areas of the market that, at this hour, at this area of the market, we had a delta of this. And then later on, we're sitting here. So the difference between the deltas in those two areas of liquidity, I like to look at it more like that. I like to track, and speaking of flushing back down, there we come back down. I like to look at the certain areas where delta is high, delta is low, delta is positive, delta is negative. And I like to look at those areas of liquidity, how much we're contracted, if we're running into resistance, if we have a huge sellers showing up. There's a lot of different things to look at there. DiCaprio asked, Rips, do you use footprint charts? I used to back in the day. I actually used to trade off of a dome only. I used to use Jigsaw, and this is, by golly, probably 6 or 7 years ago. Trading on Jigsaw, and I traded on AMP futures back then. And I don't even think they had at the time. I'm trying to remember. I don't think they had a visual heat map element. Everybody copied Bookmap, I believe, but I don't remember them having anything related to a heat map back in the day. But I forget. I don't know if it's called a footprint, but I called them ghost prints, where you could see levels of liquidity where they're adding and taking away liquidity, where you could see that there's 200 contracts on the bid, and now there's 128, so there's like a negative of 72. You can see that on Jigsaw is really, really nice. And I used to trade off of that. I used to also trade off of TPO charts. I've gone through the gamut of all sorts of different trading tools. I've found that Bookmap really is in line with the way that I think. It's right in line with how I think. And in fact, the way that I even stumbled upon Bookmap was I was going to hire a coder to write exactly what Bookmap was. And then I went Googling and I found that, hey, this is exactly what I was thinking about. Let's jump on this tool. And then, tens of thousands of hours of watching Bookmap later, here I am now. Do I use the Bookmap Dome as well? I don't currently. It's a great tool. They have the, Dome Pro, I believe it's called. And that's a great one. You have to be on Global Plus for that to work. But I just use time and sales and regular old Bookmap right now. Jigsaw has had the heat map for at least 4 years when I purchased it. Yeah, so I was before the heat map. I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago is when I was using Jigsaw. It's an older tool too. But I just used it for the price ladders, and I had, I had the ES, the Russell, the NQ, the Dow. What else did I have? I just had price ladders across my screens, and that's all I traded off. I don't even remember if I had charts up at the time, but I was just trading off price ladders. Completely different style, completely different thing to do. So the Wiz says, good morning, Ribs. Kill it today, brother. Thank you so much there, Wiz. As I tried TTW. What is TTW? I'm trying to think if I know that one. TTW for Bookmap. Thanks for your question, Charles. But TTW. Is that like the iceberg indicator or something like that? They have Auction Vista now. Is that in Jigsaw? I haven't seen that one. Oh yeah, Loxy says works well with RSI and MACD. Yeah, you want to pair it with something. I like to just look at certain areas where the delta's reading something, and then wait for another area of liquidity and see kind of what the difference between the two deltas are at those certain areas of the chart. Or just, if we're having a dump day, seeing how much the imbalance is to the downside, and conversely, if we're having a ripper day, how much the imbalance is there to the upside there. Can you do a video on your taking on Bookmap and your technique? Also, what made you ditch footprint, price ladder, etc.? Yeah, I would be happy to do that. I think that could be a great YouTube video as well. We do have, like I said, in the Discord here, we have a Bookmap webinar as well that I've gone over. And that I kind of just have a trading day where I'm talking about what I'm looking for in specific areas of Bookmap, drawing on the Bookmap and all that. So I think that's super valuable. For you folks that are coming into the Discord today here, make sure that you are checking out the webinar archive, because that's where because you get in here, you get 7 days for $7. Make sure during those 7 days you're watching the entirety of all of those webinars. Please carve out time to watch those webinars so you're getting some good value there. Definitely. 113 likes. I'm seeing a little bit more than that. Maybe if you refresh, I'm seeing on my end, we got 231 likes from you folks out there. So that's what I'm seeing on my end. YouTube's been a little bit wonky lately with showing the correct amount of likes. It's been a little bit strange. Good morning, though, KFC Rampage. Good to see you again. So we are about 20 minutes here from the opening bell. Still no trades at all, as you can see. No trades whatsoever. It's been a little bit too choppy for my liking, and contract roll week. I do want to see confluence across the board today. So for today off the open, what I'd really like to see is a dump to the downside, given that, we've been pushed up here. There's a lot of overhead supply up in this, I'm not even showing the right chart. A lot of overhead supply up in this area where I've drawn that orange box up there. So what I'd really like to see is a push up to the top side or reject around 120.5 or so if we even get up that high. And then I'd like to see some really nice confluence across the board of some things rolling over here. Meta, Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, sort of all kind of rolling over. And if we do have that confluence to the downside there, we are kind of rolling over, then boy, oh boy, I'd love to see that and probably take the market short. M. Justice says, I can attest. They're awesome webinars, really helped me solidify my knowledge base. Thanks for making them rips. Oh, thank you so much, Justice. Thank you. Likes are not tracking. Have to refresh to see. Not sure why. Yeah, YouTube's been a little bit wonky lately. A little bit wonky. Good morning, Channing. Good to see you. In on the pullback. Good luck to you, Loxy. Hope you knock it out of the park. But yeah, we are sort of in this steady uptrend, and the reason why I'd like to see this roll to the downside is because if we break this uptrend, we should have violence to the downside. So it would set up for a very advantageous, pretty easy trade here if we are going to roll over and sort of break this channel here to the upside. And if we have confluence across the board, let's say the SPY starts to roll over. I mean, just to give you an idea of what the SPY is looking like up here. This is on the 1 hour. Let's just drop it to the 5 minute. You can see this is what the SPY's been doing all morning. So much ado about nothing, just kind of skittering along sideways here. And if we did kind of roll, we do have room to give up. Whoops, my tools around here. We do have room to give up to the downside here, back down towards 457 or so. So we'll have to see. Right now, everything is sort of perking up here. Go back to the NQ and get the December contract here. There we go. So we are pushing up a little bit here. We will want to see this all the way up through 100 up to 120 and then a potential reject at those highs there. That's what I'd really like to see here off this open. And keep in mind, open is in about 15 minutes. Loxy got there 10 points. Congratulations there, Loxy. Savage says, how many screens do you have to be able to watch all the Magnificent 7 for confluence with all the other charts that you have? So I'm running a 57-inch super ultra wide screen as my main monitor. Above that, a 49-inch super ultra wide. And then off to the left here, I have a 34-inch 4K monitor that is in portrait mode. And that is my setup. I'll actually, I say this every time, but I always forget. I'll have to post a picture on Instagram for everybody. 82 to 92. Nicely done there, Loxy, way to go. 3 generations of hair. Good morning. When I was on your 7-day trial, I didn't have Bookmap at that time. It looked like a coloring book, so I missed out on your Bookmap webinar. Well, what did you think of the other webinars in there, 3 generations hair? What did you think of those? Nice work there, Loxy. Great job on those 10 handles there. Beautiful work. Nice pullback trade, too. Perfectly executed. Really well done. Loved it. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. So we are kind of, waffling around here. Not so much happening. Just to give you guys another overview of what we're looking for here, if you missed it, today we don't have any data that's going to be coming out that's going to impact the markets until 11. We do have some treasury auctions at 11:30. We have a 6-month bill auction, a 3-year note auction, and at 1 p.m. we have a 3-month bill auction and 10-year note auction, and that is really going to be it for U.S. data today. Tomorrow, we do have some exciting data to trade at 8:30. Pre-FOMC, it's going to be the CPI coming out, and hopefully we're rotated over into the March contracts by tomorrow. That'll be up to how much open interest has changed for the Globex session, how much volume we have coming into those March contracts. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping that we're going to be rolling over tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, of course, we do have the FOMC with the rate decision followed by Powell's press conference. Where can I learn your strategy? Where can one learn your strategy? Well, jumping in the Discord, watching all those webinars, and then just hanging out here and stream. You don't have to come into the Discord. I mean, we go over the strategy pretty often here in the live stream, but if you want to get more in depth, you can check out the Discord where we have the webinars and get access to me and can go over your trades, your charts, and that whole thing. Sarah says, post that pick right now before the market open. I guess we could and try to get a good snapshot here. I remember 3 months ago, only like 30 viewers. Now you have 300 regularly. How about that? Hey, you guys and gals there are so supportive of the stream, and I really appreciate it. You folks showing up in here. Got almost 400 this morning. It's lovely. NQ and dollar move opposite if you have space for them too. It's a good start. Thank you for that there, Loxy. Must be that radio voice. Yeah, if you have room for the Dixie as well, you usually have some, they'll usually move different ways. So if the dollar's up, you'll have the indices moving down. Can you tell of an imbalance of longs over shorts? Jigsaw is, say, 1150 plus for longs. I'm looking at 519 on my cumulative volume delta, but my reset might be different than yours. My delta timer might be different than yours. My session start is usually at 8:30, and I don't know if that's the same for my cumulative volume delta. I'm not so sure. They're all sort of the same, right? They are all sort of the same. I wonder if I could get a pick here. Let's see. See if I can get a nice one. Let me try here. If you're not already, follow me on Instagram at Selling Rips on Twitter and Instagram. If you're not already following me, let's see if I can get a nice picture here. Try to get something here. I gotta find a way to zoom out even more. There we go. I wonder if that would post well. It's like you'd have to turn your phone sideways. I'm trying to think if this would be a good one to post. We'll give it a shot though. This is my complete layout here. Let's see if this will make sure I don't have any of my stream keys or anything in here. That might be a stream key over there. I might have to do another picture here. Hold on. Yeah, panoramic photo. That's what I'm trying to do. Make sure you don't have the hub open. I don't think that one's open. All right, let's see here. There we go. Ultra wide. All righty. Try that there. See if you guys can see this here. This is the command zone. I've gone ahead and posted that. If you guys want to check that on Instagram, make sure you're following on Instagram at Selling Rips and on Twitter. Can you guys see that okay on the story? Did you guys catch that one? Christian says, NQ 15-minute order block from 7 p.m. We'll draw that here in just a second. You know, it's a slow market win. Yeah, when we're doing Instagram posts. That's exactly right. It's at Selling Rips. Let me go ahead and post that here. At Selling Rips. There you go. So there's our whole setup right there. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Easy. So yeah, the screen at the bottom is actually a 57-inch super ultra wide 240 hertz dual 4K. It's technically like an 8K by 2K resolution there. So that's a 57-inch screen at the bottom. And then at the top, it's a 49-inch screen. And then to the left, that is, that's a 34-inch super ultra wide there. Am I still trading the December? We are. We are still trading the December contracts. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to rotate over into the March. I'm still trading from my laptop lying in bed. Hey, that's the dream right there. Did you already roll over your contracts? You're still using December. We are still using December. Good morning there, Majapan and VWAP Spy. Good morning, good morning. Alrighty, so let's see this order block here. Christian, go to the 15-minute. Let's see. All right, 7 p.m., right? 7 p.m. from yesterday. Let's see here, going to 7 right here. This guy right here, I think, who was that dude also pointed that out here as well. This guy right here, right? Yep, that was dude who pointed that out as well. He pointed it out on the 1 hour. So let's put that bearish order block there. Thank you, folks, for adding that. Question, I tuned in for the first time Friday when trading the NQ. How much do you risk if trading one contract for your stop losses? So generally speaking, and welcome Jay Void, welcome back. Generally speaking, I have a 60 tick stop loss, right? 60 ticks is going to be 15 handles. So that's $300 on one contract. However, I do generally move the stop almost immediately when I put on the trade. So if I have a trade on, I'm moving that stop loss to a piece, an area of the market structure that actually makes sense. So generally speaking, on one contract's about $300 on 15 handles. Each point is going to be $20. So 20 times 15 is 300. Any trades yet? No, we are sitting here right here at $0. We have no trades yet. We are going to probably be waiting here for the open, which is going to be in just 9 short minutes here. Just saw the picture. Gorgeous landscape monitors in the center. I would love to know the model number and the brand when you get a moment after trading today. I'll tell you right now. They are the Samsung monitors. The new one is the Samsung Odyssey G9 57-inch. And above that is the Samsung 49-inch. So we have 49-inch up top, 57-inch. They're both Samsung monitors. To the left is the Dell 4K 34-inch 144 hertz. So that is that's what we're working with here, and I love having that much screen real estate. It makes me happy. Took the long from 285s, took a nice trade selling the 300s. Nice work there, grateful. Way to go. You'll love to see that. Well done. I do the same with my stop loss. Starts at 20 and move it right away. Very nice, Loxy. Yeah, I like that strategy a lot. Big G ski. Oh, that's good. Yeah, now you can see that whenever I open up a white screen here on the lower monitor, I mean, this thing is so bright. You can see, boom. It's so bright. It literally is just such a bright monitor. It's like 1200, 1800 nits, something like that. I don't even remember the nits, but you can never travel trade with that set. Yeah. Can you imagine trying to load all the box that this 57-inch monitor came in looked like it was a box for a refrigerator. It was just outrageous. You could never travel with this thing. This is definitely very much a permanent setup. Time frame over here. This is the 15-minute. This is the 15-minute chart for the December NQ contracts. Good morning, American X Trader. Good to see you. So yeah, could definitely never travel trade. But yeah, travel setup. I'm actually looking at getting a new laptop because there's something coming in the mix here where we will have potentially a travel giveaway here, a vacation giveaway, and then a potential market clubhouse meetup. And I don't want to say it yet, but it might be in a really fun place. So we'll keep everyone in here posted as to where that's going to go. Your bearish order block, is that a personal level or a value area? How do you mark that out? Talk about that in the webinars as well. But it's basically that this candle right here created an imbalance and an inefficiency and also had a nice break of structure here to the downside. So it creates this bearish order block here on the 15-minute. Do you recommend starting with a funded account? No, I recommend starting on Topstep. Absolutely do not fund your own account, because you want to be losing fake money before you lose real money, right? If I could go back and never lose real money ever again, I would take that in a heartbeat. You're going to be trading the exact same stuff. There's no reason to trade your hard-earned money. Instead, trade on a Topstep Combine account, $49.99 or $149. Even cheaper if it's your very first one, by the way. You use the link in the description. Very cheap, and you don't have to waste your own money. If you wanted to trade one single NQ contract, I believe the maintenance is $1,000. And if you want to trade a micro, I believe the maintenance there is probably going to be $100. So you need to have, you're putting in $500 minimum just to trade one micro. To me, that just doesn't make any sense, because believe it or not, you're not going to win early on. That's just the way it goes. You may get lucky, but it's going to take time. So you're better off losing fake money. And if you do well, they'll give you a funded account where, again, you're not losing your own money, you're losing their money. PPJ says, hey, just FYI, H contracts are the higher volume contracts now, and Topstep requires you to trade the higher volume contracts. I'm not seeing that on my end. I'm still seeing on my end, let me pull up the volume here. Let me go ahead and see if that's changed at all. On my end, I'm seeing in the March, 205,000 on the volume, and in the December, 588,000. And still at the open interest for the March, 62,000 versus December, 226,000. So I'm seeing conflicting data to that. Gotcha. Is it pretty easy to pass a 50K combine? I don't think trading's easy. I don't think trading and easy should ever be in the same sentence. So no, to answer your question right out of the gates, I don't think it's easy. It's going to take time. And if you're patient enough and you're not breaking rules and you're setting nice rules for yourself, then yeah. I personally trade on the 150K accounts because I like having that drawdown space. Popped up on my Topstep. Also interesting. I'm not seeing that on my end. Maybe on Topstep X perhaps, but I'm seeing the volume on my end is still in the December contracts. TradeAvate as a platform is also very, very good. Ninja also does show more volume on the March contract. I don't know why I'm seeing that then. I mean, that's strange. Let me check another source here. Got 4 minutes to the open. I don't know why I'm seeing that on my end then. Okay, 86,000 there. Let's see on the Z. See volume here. 78,000. Interesting. Okay, well, you guys might be onto something. Well, shoot. It's crazy because the CME says December is higher. Now I'm seeing 10,000 more contracts being traded in March for the open so far since Globex. So, oh boy. Topstep X is still on the old contract. Yeah, you know what? We'll stay with the December for today. What the heck? But tomorrow we'll plan on rolling to March. How about that? We'll do that. We'll roll over to March probably tomorrow. Good morning, Peachy. Good to see you. March contract for the tilt data. Yeah, so I guess we'll roll over tomorrow. Yeah, nothing does really change as long as we realign the levels and all that. We are getting pretty close here to crunch time, however. And we are kind of rolling over a little bit here. Apple, Google kind of rolling over here. Seeing some sell side pressure coming in. I do have in the book map here, I also have the March contracts over here. This is the March contract in book map. Let's see. Does it look any... Yeah, still December still looks good to me there. So we'll stick with December for today's open, but tomorrow we'll switch it over into March. 2 minutes now until the open, folks. 2 minutes. Loxy on fire today. Congratulations, Loxy. How does XFA work rules-wise? Same way as the combines work, except for the fact that you can make as much money in a single day as you want. There's no cap on the amount of money that you can make. You're 4 seconds behind me. What do? Discord. Come on down to the Discord link, and there's 0 latency in the Discord. It's 0 latency there. All right, 90 seconds, folks. 90 seconds to the open. If there's ever a day that you really want to pump the brakes and take it easy, today is definitely your day. Today is definitely your day. Any news releases for tech stocks going to be hammered? Nothing. No press releases yet. Nothing. Some AI stuff from Microsoft. So nothing too crazy there. All right, 1 minute, folks. Good luck to you all out there. I hope you have a great trading session today. We'll see if we have any nice trades here off the open. I'm seeing a lot of red here across the board in tech, so we'll see if we can cap on a short here and ride this market down. If we have confluence across the board showing us that is the way that we want to go. 40 seconds here. Remember, trade calm, cool, collected. Trade smart, trade safe. Don't get crazy. It's contract roll week. It's FOMC week. It's going to be a wild one. 10-year not at 1 p.m. They never have it as a red folder news, but watch out. Yeah. 10-year notes. Sorry, I read that as 10-year not today. Yeah, 10-year notes are today. That's going to be a big one. Yep. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate that and welcome. 5 seconds. Good luck, everybody. Wow, big perk up here. And big sweep down. Oh, my goodness. This volatility is insane. Oh, my goodness. This is the fastest way you can pop your stop losses and jump on in. Oh, boy. Look at this. Is the March as bad? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Hands off here. Oh, this is crazy. This is wild. This is how you pop your stops in a heartbeat here. This is wild. Oh, good golly. Let's see if we get down to the 55s or so. or if we get up to those 120s. This is welcome to roll week, folks. Welcome to roll week. All of tech is rolling over, but the NQ is still perking up here. We have confluence across the board to the south side in tech, but for somehow, some way, NQ still wants to hold up here. This market wants to rip my heart. Just be careful out there. Be careful. This is crazy. This is wild. Well, if I do trade this, it's certainly going to be on a combine. I don't want to tussle in my XFAs with this just yet. This does not look like a very advantageous trade out there. Look at those wicks, by the way, on NinjaTrader. Look at that. 90 to 70. These are 20 handle wicks here. Did CVI just come out? Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Look over here in the 30-second chart over here. This is crazy, crazy, wild. And I mean, by golly, you'd think that the market would want to roll here with how heavy the Magnificent Seven are here. The government just shut down. You guys are coming in hot with the jokes here. You folks are hilarious. Closing NinjaTrader, not trading this. That's a win right there. That's a win. What time frame do I trade? We're looking at the 15-minute here over in TradingView. I just have NinjaTrader open in case we take a trade, in case we jump into something here, but you know, nothing happening here other than the market ripping up some stops. Yeah, market is indeed moving very sporadically. Powell just stubbed his toe. Oh, you folks are funny this morning. I love the humor. All right, well, we're stepping back into this order block. Perhaps we will touch it and come back down, but still no trades for me. A lot of orders going off here. I'm going to check into the March contract, see if it's any cleaner. Answer is no. No, March contract. No cleaner than this. Good golly. This is, I mean, if you're looking over the Magnificent Seven right now, you'd be shocked to see that this market is not coming down. This is the confluence you dream of, that you'd want to be heavy short NQ, but the way that it's just springboarding up here is just no fun. Chris Christie closed the bridge down. Did he actually? Oh my goodness. If that's true, that's wild. ES trading bottom opening range while NQ and YM broke above. Interesting. So no confluence there. A lot of divergence this morning across the board. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Through the 100s. Oh my goodness. Anybody long in the NQ? I have no trades on here. Zero trades on myself. I'm just enjoying the show here with you folks. Look at this go. So I would love to see this market tap up to 120 in the NQ and then roll back over. That's what I'd be looking for here. But by golly, you know, if you're looking at the components that make up the NQ, this is completely the opposite of what should be happening. So anybody long here? My star maybe long at 70s. VWAP got it. Hey, look at you killers in here. You guys are rock stars. Love to see you guys and gals in here making it happen. Do not touch that button. Oh man, we are amongst some killer traders in here. Look at that. There's that 120. Let's see if we exhaust here at the 120. See if we can find a short here around 120, or if this is just going to continue to squeeze. It's still going. It says I want some more here. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I did not see this long at all. I'll be honest with you folks. I did not see this as a long whatsoever this morning. They fooled me. I'm trading 135 now. Holy smokes. Yeah, they fooled me. This is just crazy, crazy. Is the ES spiking too? Very slightly here. Interesting. Well, none of the components of the NQ are supporting this move. Microsoft maybe a little bit, but by golly, this is insane. So I'm looking for this to exhaust up here because that was one heck of a squeeze. And I kind of, yep, this is coming back down a little bit here. I'm going to try a short here. Trying a short here. And seeing if we can be weak below 120. And let's see if we can break through the 110s here at all. Very, very nice here. And I might cover early because this is just such wild, wild whips here to the downside. And can we break 110s? We're testing it a couple times here. Still kind of holding here. Oh, it's violent. It is violent indeed. We do have a lot of liquidity stacked right here. Let's see if we get through the 105s. I'm covering right there. Wow, look at that. That was fun. Boy, it's tough for me to trust this market. So we did catch that short there to the downside. Anybody else ride that one with me? That was a lot of fun. So that ended up putting us up on the day there, up $315 to start our day. How about that? I knew we'd get one trade, right? Coming back down here. A lot of fun taking that short there. Aaron says, nice short. Jay Void caught it. Very nice. Beautiful trading, everybody. Up 285, up 112. Trader Page caught it. Very, very nice. Got a short feeler in the 40s. Very, very nice. It was just tough for me. I only had one lot. Very tough for me to hold on to this move here because this thing can rocket right back up. Market is kind of nonsensical right now, so I'm kind of in that see profit, take profit mode here. Big G ski up 557, 2,200 for Austin trades. Let's go. You'll love to see it. Very nice work, everybody. So, you know, when you go into the day not expecting a whole lot there and we get that beautiful short there from the top side, I'll take it, right? 3 Generations up $270. Very nice. Avocado up 250. Yeah, only one lot there. Only one lot. Did not put on a whole mess of risk there. So very, very nice trade to the downside there. Sam says, I had fun making $18,000 on a demo account. A little birdie told me not to trade my regular accounts today. There you go. Brian up $900. Bookmap looks like a Christmas tree. TTT Trader is up $599. TT Trader there. Mitch is up $1,200. Luis says, good call. What time frame we're looking at? We're trading the 15-minute time frame over here in Trading View. That's what we're using. 15-minute time frame there. I was looking for that exhaustion. Look at that. We're coming right back up here. And this is why I say this is a see profit, take profit market here. Looking at the book map here. This is actually where we closed. We closed at 105 and now we're trading back. Oh, by golly, look at this. This is wild. Oh my goodness. And that's why we're see profit, take profit. This is why we're not holding hope and let's try to get $1 million on this trade. I think I'm trading more contracts than I should. I'm up over the 4,500 mark. Hey, congratulations there, Long Rain. Way to go. Muno's up 695. Nice work. Jonas says, not a good day to show my wife what trading is all about. Yeah, probably not that day. It's probably not that day. Caught that up and down. Total of 24.50. Nice work there, Vladimir. Done for the day. Thanks, Rips. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's one of those days that if you made any profit at all, you're a very happy camper. This gets into that realm where it's, you know, you're not. I wanted that short above the 120s. I was waiting for that first point of exhaustion. That was my setup. Now I don't really have that same setup unless we have that same type of exhaustion. But how long do I trust that for? How many lots do I take? For me, it's very difficult for me to want to jump into this again, given the price action right there. Big G ski up $1,600. Let's go. Do you get to keep the profits from the combine if you pass it? No, you don't. You do not. They set you back up in the XFA at $0. You start at $0, but then from then on, that's all your profit. Was down 1,000, got out of the hole, up $114. Way to go, Gunky. Love to see that. Bart says she's turned. So the bearish order block is now mitigated. Yes, indeed, it is. So we're actually looking at that as a breaker block now. So if that is a heavy area of strong demand here, then we can actually have that hold up and be a nice little baseline that we can go long from. What the dog doing? You folks are hilarious this morning. I need to have that as my soundboard. What did dog do? This is crazier than FOMC. Oh my God. And it's Monday. We're having so much fun here on a Monday. This is great. I'm having a blast with you folks. This is so much fun. KJ up $2,500. Let's go. Let's go. So I'll change this over to a breaker block here. Boom. Breaker block. Just like, oh, I don't even have it open there. There we go. Breaker block. Booyah. Look at the NQ going straight up. The components of the NQ straight down. The NQ's like, you know what? I don't care. We're just going to have some fun today. Yeah, we got a few knuckleheads today. Wow, 21,000. Nice work there, Sam. Way to go. New all-time highs this week. Wild, maybe. Yeah, could be, right? Could be. I'm having fun, though. Let's see. I believe the data's out at 11, not 10, right? Let's see here. Data's not even out until 11. So we'll see if we get any other setups here. This is where's my horsey crew? This is definitely a horsey market here. Was red, now up 380 pure price action. Way to go, Omar. Way to trade that too. Not easy to trade this, folks. So if you're doing well in this market, pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a nice pat on the back for that one. Not easy to trade this price action by any means. This is difficult stuff here. Still, we're having a lot of fun though. Bart says, got 2,400 on the open buys, one and done. Hey, there you go. Let's go, Bart. Difficult stuff, though. This is very difficult, choppy price action. This is definitely the very horsey price action here. It's crazy when we have divergence between the actual makeup of the NQ, but this is indicative of roll week here. Double top at 350? Maybe on the March contracts. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe on these. Yeah, on these March contracts. My God, looking at March. Oh, this type of price action is just so scary. This is some of the type of price action that can it takes a couple trades and it's like, what just happened? You know? Are you trading the 1 minute in Ninja Trader? No, over here in Ninja Trader, this is the 30-second bars, just so you can see my exact entries and exits. I don't trade off of the 30-second chart. Wow, we're perking up here. Good golly, we are perking up. If this thing rallies all the way to 207, I'm going to be shocked. This is crazy. Because now we have the components of the NAS that are perking up, and that's giving this thing even more juice to the upside here. Good luck for long rain. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much. Jimmy Boy said, grab the quick scalp 335 to 350. Nice work there, Jimmy Boy. Trading those March contracts. Hey, Rips, how do I get the orders showing as continuous lines in Bookmap? Can't find the setting. I'll share my Bookmap settings later on there, Jared, but I'm not sure. I'll have to share my settings with you later on here. We'll do that in the main chat here. So you always trade only using the 15-minute time frame, right? Any reason for that? Well, I'll trade on the 15, the 5, sometimes the 3. Depends the type of market that we're in here. But when we have the potential for these big, long, sweeping gaps here, that's when I'm focused on using a higher time frame. 15 minutes is not even that high. I consider 15-minute kind of in a trading range. So, 15-minute lowest I'll usually trade off is like a 3. There's times when you bring in a 1 and you're drawing, fair value gaps or order blocks on a 1. But you have to have a certain temperature on the market for that. Big fair value gap on the 1 hour. Let's see here. Well, there must be now, right? Where are we seeing that? That's being created right now? Or what's the time that you're seeing that one there, Mitch? Going back to the 15 here. But by golly. Oh, you're looking over at the March contracts. Gotcha. Well, we'll be on the March contracts tomorrow, and we'll all be on the same page together. I'm excited to get over into the March contracts here. But good golly, Miss Molly, this is one heck of an open here. I don't know about you folks out there, but that was fun. That was a lot of fun seeing that open there. That was a lot of action there, and it was great seeing a lot of you folks in here manage your position so well. Big G Ski up $2,000, and he's done. Nice work there, Big G. It's great too. Here's the thing. Okay. Here's something that will really help you folks on a psychological level. If you made your money this morning, you made $2,000, you made $1,000. If you did that this morning, right? Oh, Omar, wow, $200. Appreciate that. Thank you for the stream, brother. Learning a lot from you. I appreciate it. It's not much, but maybe a coffee on me, brother. Respect from Juarez, Mexico. Thank you so much, Omar. Really appreciate the donation. That's so kind of you. That's so awesome. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you. But yeah, if you made your money, right? If you made $1,000, $100, whatever you made this morning, right? The last thing that you want to do is convince yourself that because you made that money so quickly, that you're going to be able to continue to make that type of money quickly. Generally speaking, that's how our brains are the type of wiring that our brains have is that when you have an action like that, let's just say you caught that open rip to the top side, you made $2,000. I don't know if that's what you did, but let's just say you're that person who made $2,000 today, right off the rip in 5 minutes. The last thing that you want to do is continue trading because your brain, the way that it's wired is going to think that, I just need to keep trading for another 5 minutes. I'm going to make another $2,000. Maybe that's going to happen, but generally speaking, that's probably not going to be the case. Trading is about moments in time. Think about what I'm saying here. Trading is about moments in time. Once that moment is gone, it's gone forever. Do you understand? It's gone forever. It's never coming back. Your brain wants to think that those moments will repeat and they'll come back. It's rarely the case. So if you're up and you made some money on that beautiful, crazy open, lock it up. Lock it up, especially on contract roll week. That's easy money. You lock it up, right? You lock it up. I missed the explanation on why the March is 200-point difference and not the same. Because those contracts expire in March. These Decembers expire on Friday, and it's the futures for what the NDX price should be. or the NQ, the NASDAQ, the real NASDAQ 100, the NASDAQ 100 cash. So think about it. Think about what I'm saying to you. Your brain wants to tell you that I just made $2,000 or whatever the case. I'm throwing out a random number here. I made $315. So you made $315 in one quick trade. Your brain wants to tell you all I need to do is just click the same buttons. I'm going to make the same thing happen over and over again. That's not how it works. Trading is about moments in time. That's what it's about. NDX, that's a spicy one. Yeah. NDX options are very thin. They're very, very thin. It's hard to, if you want to trade a huge position in NDX, it's scary. All right, we are pushing up here. Where are we at in the March contract? Oh my goodness, looking for 360 on the March contracts here. My good golly, this is crazy. I still can't get over the way that this NQ is moving this morning. Yeah, you lock it up. Wow, we're still going here. We're popping stops at the 150 level here in the NQ in the December contracts here. No rollover today on the NQ. We're probably going to roll over to the Marches tomorrow. I'm trading the December today. There's some folks in here that are trading the March contracts. You could trade whatever you see fit. I'm still on the December myself. I'm lagging a little bit, but tomorrow I'm probably going to roll over into the March there. We're going to the moon hashtag diamond hands. Yeah, aim for the moon. You'll fall short and hit the stars, right? Oh man, Scout $450. Nice work, Luis. Yeah, it's crazy. Both are kind of trading equally right now. It's kind of the same, right? It's crazy though. It's on just from a quick glance though, I'm seeing March just looks a little bit more thin, even though that's not the case. For some reason, March just looks a little bit more thin to me. Yeah, the December still looks a little bit more thick and chunky, kind of like a Campbell's soup here. Looking for the 16,208 to be hit. Wouldn't that be something if we actually made it all the way up there? 16,207 is half as my level there. It would sure be something if we made it all the way up there, right? We have room to that wick, 172. So that's probably our next stop there. I'm actually going to throw that level in just in case. Top of that wick there. I like getting my charts nice and messy here and drawing as we go. Did you say thick as scale? I may have, sometimes I just, whatever comes to my mind there. My heart is pounding. I just shut down my Ninja plus 410. The action is wild. Nice work there, Trader Page. Let's go. Let's go. Sometimes I just let my mind go, thick and chunky like Campbell's soup. Sometimes that's what you see the market as. Like a nice baked potato soup. Plus it's cold here. I kind of want a baked potato soup right now. There you go. There's what's on my mind right now. All right, 150 coming back down here. I don't trust this short as bad as I want to short. I liked our first short together, but it's hard for me to trust this short here. We're about 10 minutes from the top of the hour. Volume has confused a lot of people on the March contract. Most were not expecting it to roll yet. Yeah, I'm one of those people. I thought we'd be rotating maybe mid-Tuesday, if not Wednesday. I was definitely not expecting that at all. That's just me, though. That's just me. Everybody's different, right? We talked about this at the top of the call here. Everybody's different. That's just what I saw. Rips, did you ever do stand-up comedy? Nope, just here with you folks. If you guys are enjoying the stream, you guys and gals out there, please make sure that you're hitting that lucky like button. Please make sure you are subscribed. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Selling Rips. We did post finally the setup pick that a lot of folks out there have been asking for. So if you go on my Instagram, I've posted the setup that we're trading off of here. We always have had questions about what's the setup? What are you trading off of there? All right, back down to the 140s here. The components of the NQ still dropping, NQ rising like crazy. If anything, this will set up for a very nice short tomorrow if everybody's pushed on over to the March contracts. I'm really hoping that the Globex session solidifies that March is the contract to be on. I would anticipate that after today's open, I would anticipate that most people are going to be moving to the March by Globex tonight. Remember, Globex kicks off at 6 p.m. this evening. Spy chart looks so no. What chart are you looking at? No, it doesn't. Get out of here. Let's look at the SPY. What are you talking about? Let's go to the 1 minute. Look at this. This is the 1 minute on the SPY here. Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just gorgeous. Just walk the plank. I think we got to roll over here. I think that at some point, we will actually roll over with the rest of the stocks here. Let's look at, this is what I'm talking about here. Look at Apple off a cliff. Look at Meta. We have the right screen up. Meta off a cliff. We have Nvidia off a cliff. We have Tesla off a cliff. These are the Magnificent Seven, folks. We have Microsoft off a cliff. We have Google, a little bit of a bounce here. And then Amazon as well. Nice little baby bounce here. And that's kind of why the market's still rocketing here. But then we go over to our friend in the NQ. And the NQ is like, yep, straight up. Exactly. And like DK, good morning, DK, pointing out that the Dixie's going up too. What's going on today? We got the backwards market. So Shan Hacks here in the Discord says, if you're in the Topstep X platform, they will roll you over by end of day. End of day. Good to know there. Thank you so much. Loxy says, no trades for me after the open today so far. Happy with my 20 points. Just going to watch for a bit. Nice. And the better that you could be with watching without trading, it's really actually very helpful as a trader to be able to watch and not trade. It helps build and solidify being able to be an observer of the market and watching key areas of the market without being jumpy and wanting to take trades. NQ don't give an F. Yeah. Do you ever trade based on how the dollar is doing? It depends. It's all contextual. It's definitely a good indicator to look at. Usually when the Dixie's strong, when dollar is strong, stocks will roll over a touch. Jaden says, Daddy wants a short. The NQ. You guys are posting some funny memes here. Thank you, Kofifi. How many contracts did I take in that trade? Great question. One. Believe it or not, one contract is all we took short in that. One contract to make $315. So it worked out really, really well for us there. Just one single contract in the NQ December in the minis, not the micros, just one mini. And remember, one mini is $20 a point. So we got about 15 points there, just over 15 points. I see it's the industrials, consumers, and a bit in the infotech that propped the NQ like crazy. Let's go see how the ES is doing. ES is just going sideways, disgusting. Russell's kind of washing around here. Russell's contract looks super thin. Yep, so still holding those 150s for now. I love single contracts. I love those little guys are so dang strong. One could make a real nice living off of a single. Preach it. I'm telling you. I mean, we've had some great trades in here pre-news where we had like maybe one or two contracts in. We traded that with you folks in here. And yeah, we put on one or two contracts, made $3,000 or $4,000 just on one or two or maybe even three contracts. It adds up. You don't have to go crazy. One contract will do the trick. I mean, shoot, if you're making $315 in profit per day, that what does that work out to be per year? If this is just something you're doing on the side there, let's just say you average $315 a day. Hey, that's 80,000 extra bucks you didn't have every single year, right? There you go. My God, this thing is just sending it. I'm not even touching it. This is some spooky stuff for me. This is getting a little bit too wild, a little bit too crazy here. It's a little too crazy. It's hard for me to touch it up here. I want to see if we get all the way up to 73. Then I think we'd have a little bit of exhaustion up at 73. Then we could potentially short it up there and maybe capture at least 10 handles. 0 contracts on my Apex account today. I think that's a win there, Jonas. I think that's a win. What's on the top left of your screen looks like so much more confusing than the regular charts. That is Bookmap right here. So that's Bookmap. And that is basically a way to read the order flow, and it gives you the volume inside of the candlesticks, essentially, so I can see how much volume is being contracted at each area of the market. I can get very, very granular in that. I can zoom into the nanosecond level, split apart these orders, and see exactly how those orders printed and hit the market. You can see here, this is broken up into multiple orders there on all of these contracts here, and I can get down into the nanosecond level if I wanted to. And it has a built-in recording function, so I can go back and replay the market at key areas and really train myself to be able to read this stuff. No, that's not bad. That's what LSD will do to you. I guess that if you're trying to read a bar chart on LSD, it might look like that. There's a good chance that it would look like that. But yeah, Jonas, 0 contracts. That's a win. That's a win. Loxy asks, anyone long and want the 173? I'm not long myself. I'm flat here, of course. But yeah, I think if we got up to the 173, I'd be looking for a short from there. So I'm just waiting to see if we get on up into that level Today is one of those days where I'm really pumping the brakes. We are coming back down, and some violent sellers at the 140 there. Big contracts in the sell side there. We're still 2,500 contracts positive delta here in the NQ, the December contract. Let's see in the March, we are positive delta 400 contracts. Remember, kids, don't look at the book maps. It's worse than... Is heat map a part of Topstep? You can actually use bookmap with Topstep. I don't personally use the two together. I use them separately. But for me personally, I have a separate subscription to bookmap, which, by the way, we have a discount for that. 20% off bookmap. Nightbot will drop that in here. Live stream says can't join because of max participants. Let me see if I can jump on over for my live stream. That's weird that we can only have 50 in there. That should be, let me see here if I can fix this. One sec here. Let's see. I might have to switch it into a stage channel here. Let's see. Are we cool if we switch over the live day trading into the morning call stage? Is that okay with everybody in here? Everybody that's watching here, I just want to make sure that we can do this properly. Because we have, apparently we've hit a limit. Okay, we're going to switch over right now. Joe says, do it. All right, here. Let's go over here. Morning call. All right. All right, that should work. We should be good to go here now. So we might have to use the... Let me send that link here. All right, there we go. So that should work. That should give us plenty of seats here. All right, so we did pull back there to about 125 and then bouncing right back up to 140. Still kind of painting the picture that this is quite the dangerous market here. We got Trader Page in here when post your gains up $410. Way to go. If y'all are telling me Bookmap is like being on LSD, you're doing a great job of selling it to me. Alrighty, so we are back at the 150s here. I do want to see this market trend up, the NQ up to 173 in these December contracts. And if we are pushing up to that level, I do want to see a reject, and then I would potentially try a short at that level if we are showing some weakness and the market is topping out up there. But right now, we're still showing tons of strength and resilience. So how's the spread here on the March? Loxy says the spread looks a little bit worse. Yeah, it's looking kind of thin-ish. We're trading up at the 370s there on the March contracts. So looking for 173.5. Kind of having a triple top here at the 160s for now. But again, this market is looking very, very strong. SPY is starting to push up as well, too. Good golly. Tough to understand Bookmap. Yeah, it takes time. It definitely takes time, but it's a fantastic tool. I really do love it. It is an amazing, amazing tool. How's the audio quality and everything for the stage channel, folks? Are we all good? Little thumbs up if the quality's all the same and all that. Wow, look at that. Big burst up into the 65s there. Good. Okay, great. Wow, look at that. We had a burst up into the 65s, instant flush back down to 50. These 15 handle whips are insane. So that is the top of the hour there. That's the 10 a.m. hour. That's the order flow coming in for 10 a.m. hour. That is still the greatest Christmas movie of all time, right, dude? It's still the greatest Christmas movie ever made. I've never seen a Christmas movie that tops that. Christmas Vacation, by the way. Best movie ever. I look forward to watching that. I'll probably watch that 7 times every single year. Every single holiday season that comes around. So pushing back up to the 160s here. Out on that bounce, done for the day, up 1,200 from 800 from passing. Way to go, G-Lines. Give it up for G-Lines here in the YouTube chat. Way to go, way to go. Y'all were talking about Die Hard. Another amazing Christmas movie. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, by the way. DK got stopped out twice. I'm watching. It's dangerous out there. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous here. Wow, look at this. Is just crazy. Going back up to 165, darting back down to 150. Where's the Tylenol? Great line. Great line. All right, G-Lines, we'll see you here tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have another fantastic day together. Thanks for joining us here. That rant could be one of the greatest monologues ever. KP up 12 points. Very nice. Very, very nice work there, KP. And so, yeah, we are kind of cresting at this triple top area, the 160s. I would have liked to see this extend all the way up to 173, and that's why I still don't trust this short here. Market is kind of rolling over. We had SPY perking up. If SPY breaks through the VWAP here, we could see things get pretty speedy here to the downside. To be honest, looking forward to March charts and having them clean. Mine are so messy. I'm lazy at cleaning. Yeah, it's one of those. I love messy charts, and I often am deleting my charts and refreshing on the weekly. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. Where'd you get 173 from? Great question. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart here. It is this wick right here from the 22nd of November. So that's the wick right there. Good question, though. Very good question there, Aladdin. Very good question. So back to the 15-minute bar chart here. There's so many good lines from that movie. Anybody using TV panel to execute trades? TradingView, wondering how fast it is when scalping using IBKR. Any folks out there that have been using the TradingView for execution? I've heard some mixed things. We had a couple people here in Clubhouse who were saying that it's a little bit laggy. There's like a 1 second lag. Does that still ring true for you folks that are using Tradeovate to execute trades from TradingView into your platform? TFT. I can't say any of that on stream, but yep, that's that's the rant right there. Now I'm probably gonna watch that movie tonight. I haven't watched it yet for the whole season. I gotta probably break tonight though. I gotta watch that one tonight with the family. That's gonna be great. I'm on TradingView and NQ1 is at 16,350 plus 200, but NQ and MNQ are at 150. So the reason why is because those are the March contracts, Charles, and we're going to be rolling over into those March contracts tomorrow. We're trading still the December contracts, and so that's the discrepancy that you're seeing right now. It's the roll between the December contracts that are expiring this Friday, December 15th, and the March contracts that are expiring way in March, the third Friday of March. Couple milliseconds lag on TradingView. Okay, so not so bad at all. What's a breaker block? Well, that is an order block that turns into a mitigated order block that then turns into a heavy level, either supply and demand. Breaker block right now is going to be heavy demand. So we will have some heavy support showing up at that area until we break down, and then it flips on its head, and then we see if it ends up being a supply zone. But we talk about this in the, we have a webinar that talks about that there as well. Green over 3,000 on a crazy day. I'm off to the gym. Thanks, Rips. Awesome, Austin. Great to see you in here, and great to see you crushing it up $3,000. How do I check that I do not have any open orders on NinjaTrader? You can go to your orders tab there in your main window. Go to your orders tab, and if there's the cancel button is showing some colors in it, then you can click on that. If not, you can always try to quit NinjaTrader, and it'll flash a warning and say, hey, you have open orders. Are you sure you want to quit? There's 2 ways that you can check that I know of, and those are them. That's what I would do. So yeah, we are kind of just holding up here at these 150s for now. It's looking like we're not going to tag those 173s for now. We do have that news that's going to be out right at 11. I'm probably going to stick around in the Discord and see if we have any kind of advantageous trades there. But I'm thinking we're probably going to lock it up here on the YouTube for now. Is Nightbot your discount code for Topstep? There is no discount code. You just click that link. If you click that link, you'll get the discount there. The Nightbot is not the code. But I'm thinking of locking it up here on the YouTube. I'm not thinking that we're going to have any more trades here that are super advantageous unless we get all the way up to 173. Let's see here. As I'm talking, market heard me. Here we go. We're bumping up here. Market heard me. Let's see if we get up to 173.5 here. It heard me. It said, oh, Rips is thinking about leaving the stream, so we got to pump this market up. With this market, would you still trust a 15-minute candle showing a change from long to short, or would you go to a higher time frame? It's difficult. It depends on which contract you're trading, of course. It's just difficult. This week is not the week to step in and really, get stepped up to the plate, from my opinion. This is just the way that I analyze this and the way that I look at this. Everybody's different out there. If you're so keen in going into it, hey, go for it. But for the way that I look at this, I'm like one or two contracts. How's the NQ up when the 7 are all eating it? Fantastic question. That's the $1 million question today. That's crazy, right? It's absolutely nuts. It's something that you rarely see, but it's indicative of the contract rule. The only thing that could possibly explain this would be the fact that there's a lot of folks that were short NQ for December that are rolling into March that had to buy out of their position to roll into the March contract short. That's the only way that I could see this happening. And I mean, that's just from my years of experience here. Called it again. I'm on fire. I should be up more. No. Don't ever feel like that. Don't ever feel like you should be up more or the market should owe you something, because it leads to toxic thinking, which can then lead to tilt. Try to stay away from that thought pattern as best you can. Nip it in the bud. Journal it. Try to stay away from that thought pattern there, Loxy, because that will lead you down a path of, going on tilt, jumping into trades that you shouldn't, losing patience. Try to stay away from that type of thinking. You should be up exactly what you are. You've done great today, especially if you extracted money from the market. You're doing better than 90%. You're in the 10 percentile right now. If you're pulling money from the market, give yourself a pat on the back. Look for the positives in your day. But yeah, Infletch, that's what I would say. It's likely that we had a lot of shorts there in the NQ that are buying out. Is NQ bearish overall? Is that why they would need to cover short to get out of their position? I think so. I think that we had a lot of, that's the only thing that's making sense to me here with these the contracts on roll day today, roll week rather, but that's really the only thing that's making sense to me. That's the only way that I can positively wrap my head around this. 3 Generations of Hair says, thank you so much. I'm up $1,500 with just 2 contracts. Way to go. Probably a good time to lock it up here since we are kind of waffling around and things can get pretty dicey from up here. Congratulations on your fantastic day there. Congratulations. I'd be very careful right now. I'd be very, very careful. So we did almost come up. What was the high on that candle there? 172 3/4. So very close to our target of 173.5. But the market is still not rolling over. We are positive delta now on the NQ December contracts of 3,000. Can you be long and short at the same time in 2 different combines with Topstep? No, not that I'm aware of. I do not believe that you can do that. Certainly not on the XFA level. Absolutely not on the XFA level. Maybe on the combine level. But again, that's, I would stay away from doing anything like that. Just trade them how you're going to trade on your XFA. GG to all. Thanks for the stream. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by here, Loxy. Hopefully we'll see you here bright and early tomorrow at 8 a.m. But yeah, this is waffling around up here. I didn't expect a lot from today. And the way that it's trading it just feels a little bit chancy for me. The one setup that I saw, we took it without hesitation and, made $300 on it. So I'm happy with that. See the setup, take the setup. Take the profit from that setup. And yeah. Do you stream in the Discord? Just join. Yeah. So check it out there, Jay Void. If you go to the morning call stage channel, you jump in there, you'll see the zero latency live stream there. Thanks for the stream. Rips green on the day. Hey, nice work there, Alfred. And Suarez says, thanks for the stream. Great vibe. Thank you so much, Suarez. Really appreciate you being here. So yeah, I think I'm going to lock it up here on YouTube. I'll see if we can stream for a little bit longer here on Discord if we have any opportunities. I'm leaning towards probably being done for the day, just so you folks know. But yeah, I'm going to lock it up here on YouTube. I'll be back bright and early tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed that we're trading the March contracts tomorrow and that everybody else is also trading the March contracts so we get a more liquid market, something more thick than what we're dealing with here, and it'll be a lot easier to trade around. This is going to be very choppy stuff. If you've made money today, you're doing better than 90% of the players out there. So pat yourself on the back. You've done a great job. Maybe think about locking it up. If you've made some quick money today, absolutely lock it up. And if you're still wanting to trade, maybe try 1 or 2 more trades at the most. And if you lose one of those trades, just lock it up and be done and enjoy the rest of your day. All right, folks, locking it up on YouTube here, up $315. Hey, it's more than I thought I was going to make. I didn't think I was going to trade it all today. So very happy with our performance today here live on stream with you folks. I will be back again tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp. If you're in Discord, don't go anywhere. I'll be with you folks here in just a moment. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you guys all bright and early, you guys and gals here on YouTube tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp. I'll see you again. Thanks and take care.